This is Emilio with Aware, and in the next few moments, I'm going to share with you some enlightening information that may be able to really transform and change your life if you're open to it and are with a clear, no judgment, no thinking one thing that may not even be true, and just have an open mind because what you're eating has an effect, either it being good or bad. Take it at how you want it. It's the truth. It's facts. Numbers don't lie, but people do. Okay? And I'm a numbers guy. Okay? When you bring in logic, common sense, and an understanding of it all, and you have an open mind and a mindset that's going to give you a change in your life that many seek, but many also fail at achieving. The food that you're eating or foods that you're eating has a vibrational frequency. A vibrational frequency that can give you nutrients or deplete your very little nutrients that you may already have. Okay? Disease can only exist in an acidic state. But when your body is in alkaline frequency, disease cannot exist. Now, the ancient Greeks introduced to the world the concept of energy and its effects on humans, animals, plants, and health. We're all spiritual beings, okay? You like it or not. It does not matter what your beliefs are, what you feel, what you think. It doesn't matter. These are facts, okay? We're talking about factual, verifiable, non-disputable evidence by science. When the science is not corrupted and science doesn't act in corruption, then you have true science, the scientists who really go out there and bring you true, real information, advancements about existence and everything. And they've already been proven, it's already been proven we're all connected spiritually by energy. Okay? You, you can choose to believe it or not. You see, we're all part of the circle of life, okay, which revolves in a circular motion with no beginning and no end, particularly when it comes to cooking, eating, and respecting our food and where it comes from. You see, the ancient Greeks knew that food was thy medicine, okay, and they knew they were cooking their foods and it had a good energy, okay, and it brought agape, unconditional love. So their dishes would be masterpieces. Just look it up, the Greeks, and how they ate their foods, and it was masterpieces, okay, and will heal them at the same time. Many people in this day and age are eating not for themselves to be healed, but to deplete them and take them away much quicker because unfortunately there are a lot of people in lust when it comes to foods, okay. There's a society of people who are eating in a way that is detrimental to their health, their mind, their spirit. We're all made of energy. So therefore, we require a certain type of energy back if we want to vibrate on a high frequency. Okay? So we have the consumption of energy in the form of food, air, and water for sustenance and good health. We also require thoughts made up of positive vibrational energy. So the ancient Greeks would think good thoughts. Okay, they had a powerful minds. Okay, they weren't pessimistic. Okay, they weren't negative. All right, they believed in the power of the mind. They had the good thoughts, live life with agape, unconditional love, and practice affirmations to assist with this process. See, we can raise our energy vibration if we choose to, and better connect to ourselves if we choose to. You know, we have nature, okay? Whatever God that you feel you serve, whatever God means to you, I am of the mindset that I am that I am. I am everything. I am you, you are me. We're all part of one existence, okay? Energy beings. Now, we can raise our vibrations by eating nutritious, energetic foods and eliminating unhealthy thoughts and relationships. You see, what happens when you have bad relationships in your life, friends, family that do not serve you, then what are you doing to yourself? You're deteriorating your health, okay? You're not prolonging your life. We have those type of relationships where people drain you. You ever felt drained by someone? They call them energy vampires. So eating high energy foods, what it does, it helps us reach a certain level of consciousness, a higher consciousness, a better understanding, connecting with our higher source. Okay. Now, when eating fresh organic fruits and vegetables off the tree, the vibrational energy benefits of the food is high and rich in nutrients from the sun. Many people are so afraid of the sun. Okay, they're afraid to go out there to get any sun because they're been brainwashing for so long that has been said the sun is dangerous when it's actually the opposite of dangerous. Okay, and so many people fear the sun. Vitamin D, so important in our lives. Okay, the sun is very instrumental in our health, and many people fear it. Why is that? Because of the brainwashing, the propaganda, the fake news. Okay, that's why I tell people when I do my consultations and I do my public speaking and I do my video conference calls and I let people know that you must do your own research. Don't believe a thing I say, but of course do your own research. And when I say don't believe a thing I say, I'm saying it not because I'm lying or I'm not being truthful. It's because you must do your own due diligence to find out that the information you're being told and given is true and accurate. And this is how you become empowered on your own. I'm just a messenger here with the knowledge and the information, being a researcher for so many years, over a decade and some, okay, and knowing the importance of certain types of foods and how they play a very important role in our lives, but not only the foods, but our thoughts, okay, because most fast food restaurants are not going to give you nutrients. And if you're not getting the nutrients that you're needing, that your body needs, you're not going to have great thoughts. You're going to be a pessimistic. It's not food, okay? Large grocery food chains and even middle of the road eateries offer food that is of a very low vibrational frequency, low quality, which doesn't add any valuable nutrients to the body. Okay, eating high amounts of these foods can result in ill health. Now, why is it that when I or anyone who is eating a very powerful, high vibrational type of diet lifestyle, you have people who think the opposite without doing any research? They think the opposite, or they go against what someone like myself, okay, or Dr. Sebi, which I'm going to be speaking on right after this here. People who study health, herbs, natural remedies, holistic forms of living, where it's not detrimental to the environment. There's no animal sacrifice in the way that plant-based individuals, people eat, okay? And then you still have people who want to question this way of eating, especially when they have not done any research. Ignorance to me is something that can be overcome, because we're all ignorant in something. We all don't know it all. But I tell you one thing, I've taken a lot of time out to work on myself through the years, studying, researching, using the power of the internet to empower myself. That way, I can be someone who is equipped with not only knowledge, information, but who can provide tools and value to other people who are seeking a better way of living, a better way of eating, a better way of thinking, a better way of communicating, just an overall better way of living life in itself. Okay, so many rituals from ancient Greece continue to be practiced today to lift the vibrational frequency of food before it's consumed. There are many songs and dances performed during preparation and cooking time. Dishes are kissed and dishes are blissed, for that's prepared for by loving hands adds to the good energy of the dish. Prepare food slowly, lovingly, and peacefully. Above all, the Greeks show gratitude by giving thanks to their gods, whoever that is, for his guidance and for the wonderful food they are about to enjoy. Gratitude, truth, and love have the highest energy vibrations. Okay? Love. That's the thing. Just because someone eats a plant-based lifestyle, it's the most healthiest lifestyle diet that you can eat. But if you don't have a powerful mind, if you're not in gratitude, if you don't have no love in your heart, it doesn't matter. You're going to be just as sick as the person that doesn't eat vegan, that doesn't eat plant-based. Okay? Now, foods with high vibrational energy and nutrients include organic nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, herbs. Keep to a minimum foods such as meat, poultry, and sugar, and foods that are highly processed, microwave, chemically altered, genetically altered, like GMOs, contain chemical additives, or have been mistreated by a person, like the slaughter and the torture to animals. They have little or no good vibrational energy and nutrition to add to your body. So guys, so you think by eating, and again, I'm not knocking the way anyone's eating, but I am someone who is pretty much out there with my podcast. I'm doing interviews, consulting, and I speak and I engage and connect with a lot of people every single day. When I go out there to my local community, which is almost every single day, I'm connecting with people. I'm seeing how people are interacting, how they're reacting, how they're living their lives. And I see that people are eating very bad vibrational frequency energy foods. Okay, it has no nutritional value. When you're eating foods like this with GMOs and the high fructose corn syrup and the sodium lauryl sulfate, all cancer causing ingredients, then how can you not expect to get the brand name like the cancers and the diabetes and the high blood pressure when the foods you're consuming will lead to that? You see? See, when you eat meat or seafood, which is the bottom feeders of the oceans, seafood. I used to love seafood. Okay, and you think and bliss the ingredients because they've sacrificed their lives for our enjoyment, then you're mistaken. Okay, because they're not here for us for our enjoyment. To lift the energetic vibration of your food, give thanks and bliss your food before eating and even while preparing and cooking it to decrease the negative energy vibration left on these ingredients when eating. It's also important to create an ambience of peacefulness. Think positive thoughts and pour your own agape, unconditional love energy into what you are eating. Okay? Now, when you go to fast food places, what do you think? They're putting their love in your food? You think they're putting that high frequency, that peace and harmony into your foods? No. Especially when you're going to the McDeath or the Killer King. What do you think? You're getting these young millennials who are there that do not care about your food, don't even care about themselves, okay? Let alone your food, and you're eating that low frequency food. You don't know how long that meat was dead. if it was 1 year, 2 years in the freezer. You don't know that. So why would you put yourself in a situation like that? That's the questions I asked myself, and that's what you should be asking yourself. How can you continue to consume foods that have a low frequency, low vibrational energy about them? About it, how it doesn't make sense to me. But yet people want to debate. They want to dispute the veganism or plant-based lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, but don't debate or question what they're eating. I go with common sense. Life is not complicated. People are. So here's a list of high um, and low energy foods. Okay, we'll do the high first. We have the fresh certified organic fruits and vegetables, of course. Always go with certified organic fruits and vegetables. If you can't, then you can dilute your fruits and vegetables in some water with apple cider vinegar. You want to add some baking soda, grade lemon, lime. Apple cider vinegar will do the job just lovely, and it'll remove 99.99% of the pesticides and herbicides and everything else that they chemically spray your foods with. Okay, natural supplements like spirulina, herbal teas, herbs and spices, pure or filtered water, reverse osmosis, or freshly collected spring water are the best choices. Healthy oils like olive oil and coconut oil, nuts and seeds, fermented foods, raw chocolate, which I love, guys. I make an amazing raw chocolate as well. Raw honey and maple syrup, legumes, grains such as buckwheat, brown rice, amaranth, and spelt. All the foods that I eat, Dr. Sebi approved. It's just amazing. It just makes you feel so great. It makes you feel alive. It makes you, more clear-minded, goal-oriented, focused. There's no cluttering in the thoughts or anything like that. And here are the low-frequency foods that most people are eating. The SADS foods. The SAD diet, the standard American diet, genetically modified GMO food, and conventional food that's been treated with chemicals and pesticides, white rice and flours, sugars, sweeteners, artificial, etc., coffee, sodas, alcohol. There's no reason why they call alcohol spirits, because it has spirits. Okay, there's an etymology about that. There's a science behind that as well. I'm going to be making another video on that. Meat, fish, and poultry, processed, packaged, canned, and fast foods, unhealthy oils like canola, cottonseed, margarine, and vegetable oils, frozen foods, pasteurized cow's milk, yogurt and cheese, cooked foods, deep fried foods, and microwave foods. Most of the food that melanated people love to eat, Tainos love to eat. Okay, these are the foods that most Tainos are eating, and melanated people are eating. Okay, and you have your Europeans also eating, not as much as the Tainos and the melanated people. Okay, guys, if you've been raised like this, cooked foods and your deep fried foods, you're in lust. All right. If you're equipped with the knowledge and the information, and you do your own research, okay, you'll find out these foods ain't good for you. Why are they feeding people like this? These type of foods are not in the suburbs, but they sure are in the urban communities. It's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. This article is from mindbodygreen.com. I will be posting the link to this article so you can read it for yourself. Now we're going to move on to 5 functions of the pineal gland. Many people, when I did a talk recently, didn't realize they have a third eye. Yeah, it's called the pineal gland, and it's a very powerful eye that was actually the first eye that was created when we, as babies, okay, were in the womb of our beautiful mothers. It's the first eye that was actually formed. So what is the pineal gland? Well, the pineal gland is a small pea-shaped gland in the brain. Its function isn't fully understood. Researchers do know that it produces and regulates some hormones, including melatonin. Melatonin is best known for the role it plays in regulating sleep patterns. Sleep patterns are also called circadian rhythms. The pineal gland also plays a role in the regulation of female hormone levels, and it may affect fertility and the menstrual cycle. That's due in part to the melatonin produced and excreted by the pineal gland. A 2016 study suggests that melatonin may also help protect against cardiovascular issues such as atherosclerosis, and hypertension. However, more research needs to be done into the potential functions of melatonin. And then, so they're talking about one, pineal gland and melatonin. And so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but very important, our third eye, our pineal gland, this is our spiritual eye. It's considered our spiritual eye. Okay. Many people think just because they have two eyes and they're able to see the world, okay, they think it's they take it for face value, okay, but it's been documented, highly documented, that the third eye is a spiritual eye, is more powerful, and it can see beyond what the eyes can actually see, okay? And it's something that you should look into because this affects, as this article says, many things. Our sleep patterns, okay? If you have a sleep disorder, it could be a sign that your pineal gland is not producing the correct amount of melatonin. Some alternative medicine practitioners believe you can detox and activate your pineal gland to improve sleep and open your third eye. There's no scientific research to support these claims, though. So supposedly there's no scientific research. I don't believe that the article is being true transparent. Again, I just found this. Do your own research. DuckDuckGo is my search engine that I prefer, but I've heard, okay, scientists that have proven this. Okay, so again, not really sure about it not being scientifically proven, but there is something that is factual, and it's our first eye that is formed. Our first eye, not the second, not the third, not the last. It's our first eye, and it's an eye that no one, even most people, don't even know about. And when you detox and you eat, you clean eating. You're not eating the foods that are low frequency, the foods that I just shared with you, the processed foods, the canola oil, the fast foods, microwave foods. That's not foods, okay? That's deteriorating your health. And I hear many people say, well, my mother lived till she was 80. And yeah, but was she healthy? And that's not long. Okay. And was she healthy? Did she live a healthy life? I bet she most likely left because of diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, or some other ailment. Okay. We're being bombarded with so many things, and people don't don't do their own research. Don't get it. For some reason, they prefer to continue to live a life of low frequency and then expect change. They want abundance to come into their life. They're looking for the perfect mate, okay? And they desire all these things and want all these things, and they never will get it, never can get it, because they're gonna settle for less. Yeah, they may get that mate, but it's not perfect. They may, live a life of fun and excitement, but when that fun and excitement is no longer there because they have to now fight something that could have been prevented had they just taken the initiative to not continue doing what they were raised and taught by society and their parents and grandparents and their guardians, from childhood, and broke out of a bad cycle. And that's why I am passionate to share the knowledge and the information with many people, because it's very important. I lost 50 pounds, high blood pressure, diabetes, kicked it out. I just knocked down the door. I said, get out of here, and took the initiative to make a change in my life, and go to plant-based and follow people who live a plant-based lifestyle. And many people that I was following that were doing it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years never went back, were dedicated, but you knew they were not going to be turning back. You knew the determination in their eyes, in the way they spoke, and their beliefs. You just knew. And you have people who turn vegan. They come into this lifestyle for 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even 6, 7 years, and then they stop being vegan. They stop eating a plant-based lifestyle. They stop eating. They stop eating the most healthiest lifestyle that you can eat. Okay, regardless of what the propaganda has been said out there. Okay, it's a matter of changing or not changing. And if you want to change for the better, then there are alternatives. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You don't have to, you know, eat raw. You don't have to eat just fruits of it. You can eat cooked foods that are vegan and that are delicious and amazing and improve your life. Like look, melatonin, may cause the following side effects. Okay, melatonin supplements may cause sleepiness and drowsiness, grogginess in the morning, intense vivid dreams, slight increase in blood pressure, slight drop in body temperature, anxiety, confusion. So there are things that you could take, but these things have some things that can of course you know affect you if you do take supplements. You have pros and cons, and if you don't want to do that, again, you got to change the way you're eating, what you're eating, how you're eating. The pineal gland and cardiovascular health. 2016 review looked at past research on the connection between melatonin and cardiovascular health. Researchers found evidence that melatonin produced by the pineal gland can have a positive impact on your heart and blood pressure. They concluded that melatonin may be used to treat cardiovascular disease, though more research is needed. So, they keep saying, more research is needed and it's not been researched. Again, guys, when I hear that it's very powerful. Okay. I hear, when I hear stuff like that has not been researched, that they're not putting money into research like that, because the pharmaceuticals and the FDA and all these agencies that benefit from people being sick. It's not something that it's not it's obvious if you just look around you. Most people are on a sickly state. Okay, there are many healthy individuals out here, yes, but most people, your friends and family, are mostly out of shape, and they have no energy to do anything, and they live a life of pessimism, and don't have a real powerful mindset. Okay, and then you have a small percentage that, yeah, they can be out of shape, out of weight, whatever it is, not eating healthy, but they have a great outlook in life. They're doing great for themselves financially, but their health is not the greatest though, but they have a positive mind, so you have different scenarios. Okay, so the pineal gland and female hormones, very important. There's some evidence that light exposure and related melatonin levels may have an effect on a woman's menstrual cycle. Reduced amounts of melatonin may also play a role in the development of irregular menstrual cycles. Studies are limited and often dated, so newer research is needed. Pineal gland and mood stabilization, pineal gland and cancer, malfunctions of the pineal gland. If the pineal gland is impaired, it can lead to a hormone imbalance, which can affect other symptoms in your body. For example, sleep patterns are often disrupted in the if the pineal gland is impaired. This can show up in disorders such as jet lag and insomnia. Additionally, because melatonin interacts with female hormones, complications may affect the menstrual cycle and fertility. The pineal gland is located near many other important structures, and it interacts heavily with blood and other fluids. If you develop a pineal gland tumor, it may affect many other things in your body. So some early symptoms of a tumor include seizures, disruptions in memory, headaches, nausea, damage of vision, and other senses. Talk to your doctor if you have a sleep disorder and all that great stuff, guys. Listen, the pineal gland, as you see, is very important. Okay, it plays a very instrumental. It's our third eye. It's our spiritual eye. It's very important for people to get the understanding of why it's important to to change the way they're eating. Why? Well, because there are many things that get affected. Okay, that's why. And then we have over here chemtrails being bombarded in the air. Okay, chemtrails. A lot of people, I've known about this since 2002, 2003. People were laughing. And they're like, yeah, 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 hey, ha, ha, ha. But anyway, chemtrails are toxic chemicals. Okay, toxic chemicals that are put into the atmosphere, and people with low immune system, like children or baby boomers, okay, and people who are not in good health, are affected mostly. And everyone is affected, not just these type of people, but they will show more signs than others. Okay, now do your own research. Okay, because geoengineering is real, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, geoengineering is real. They are spraying people all over the world, okay, with these chemtrails, which have ingredients like pesticides and baranium. You know, let me click on this article here so you guys can see, find out how chemtrails adversely affect your health. so it has a lot of chemicals that are not good. And if you're not eating a healthy lifestyle, if you're not drinking great quality water, if you're eating a way that is going to be uh, taking away from your life, then of course, you're going to be someone that's going to be affected mostly more than anyone else that is not eating um, low frequency foods. Okay, because remember, it's all about the high frequency foods. That's what you want. So this is an article written by naturalnews.com, and when the denial of chemtrails is resolved, concerns of their content and their effects are raised. Two metals are consistently discovered worldwide in chemtrails analyzes: barium and aluminum. They're formed as nanoparticles easily breathed in by mammals and absorbed by plant life. Nanoparticles must be prepared and stored in a liquid medium designed to facilitate sufficient interparticle repulsion that prevents aggregation. In other words, nanoparticles will clump together again quickly in a powdered or solid sodium medium. Okay, so chemtrails are nanoparticles. They have a whole bunch of chemicals that get dispersed from the planes. Okay, and when you look up in the sky, sometimes you see streaks in the sky of white. It could be white streaks, and you will see that many will call it contrails, but it's not contrails. It's called chemtrails. It's jet. It's from the few lines that get released. It's like, let me show you guys real quick over here. That way you get a visual. Okay, so they leave streaks in the air. Okay, like this right here. Okay, they have many. So this is how it looks. Okay, and they spray in the skies every single day. Okay, and this is what people are breathing in. Okay, here you go. Okay, this is an image showing the skies filled with chemtrails, guys. And many people are so ignorant that and they think it's just it's just the clouds, the cloud trails. Hey, again, and this is going into the water supply. It's going into it's going into the food supply, to our soils. Okay, and the chemtrails, very unnatural looking cloud trails occasionally produced by airplanes that don't dissipate normally and that end up blanketing the skies with a hazy muck. They differ entirely from water vapor contrails, as mentioned to you, produced when water vapor condenses and freezes around small aerosol particles released from aircraft exhaust. So, they tried to debunk this years ago. The government was like, no, it's contrails. People are silly. Go back to sleep, sheeple. And it was been already admitted by governments that chemtrails are real. You know, Again, so I'm not gonna go in too much into this article. You can look at naturalnews.com. Now, Dr. Sebi is someone very, very impactful in my life and so many millions of people. He's helped people heal and cure themselves of many diseases and ailments. Dr. Sebi, you can go to his website, Dr. Sebi. Um, Cellfood.com. I'll leave the link below. And so he already passed away. Most likely, he was not appreciated in the pharmaceutical industries, and maybe they just didn't want him to continue on doing what he was doing. He beat the government in court because they had sued him, I believe it was, because he was saying that he was healing people of diseases. So he went into court and proved it and won his case. Okay, he's a pathologist, herbalist, and naturalist. Dr. Sebi has spent decades studying the plants and herbs of North, South, and Central America, Africa, and the Caribbean. His unique approach to healing the human body is firmly rooted in that experience. Born Alfredo Bowman in Honduras in 1933, Dr. Sebi learned at the foot of his grandmother, Mama Hay, and later in treating himself of asthma, diabetes, impotency, and obesity with a traditional herbalist in Mexico. On finding the healing he sought through herbs, Dr. Sebi created a line of natural vegetable cell food compounds used for intercellular cleansing and cellular revitalization. Dr. Sebi is pleased to share, his deep understanding of traditional herbal and vegetable compounds through the USHA Research Institute, Dr. Sebi's office, and the Usher Healing Village in La Ceiba, Honduras. So this is his website. If you want to learn more about Dr. Sebi, great man. I studied a lot of his information that I had found on the internet when I first turned into a plant-based lifestyle, which was many years ago, about 7 years ago to be exact. Dr. Sebi's African approach to disease relies on natural botanical remedies to cleanse and detoxify the body, bringing it back to a more alkaline state from the acidity that causes diseases and pathology. Natural vegetable cell food compounds are an important part of that change. By removing accumulated toxins and replacing depleted minerals, cell foods can rejuvenate damaged cell tissue, especially those eroded by acidity. The primary organs affected are the skin, liver, gallbladder, lymph glands, kidneys, and the colon, with inclusive nutritional programs designed not around the pathology but around the whole person and their diet and health. Cell foods are an important part of the nutritional environment of every recovering, responsible, and healthy individual. So, guys, you know, I'm gonna leave a link to Dr. Sebi's website. Um, he had passed away. I'm not gonna say anything in regards to his passing because many have said that he was murdered and whatnot. I have not done my own research, but it's not surprising to me at all because this is what Goonies like to do, you know. This is what certain powers that be like to do when you're someone that has a voice, someone who can impact many by the masses, then they don't like it. They feel threatened and they want to do certain things. So I will suggest for you guys to go do your own research, okay? Find out how the great Dr. Sebi was able to heal, you know, people like Magic Johnson from AIDS. Who else he helped heal? Aaliyah, you know, uh, so many celebrities, you know, with ailments that he was able to do through herbal medicines, okay? Getting them on a plant-based lifestyle, changing them to become um, more conscious and aware of the foods that they were eating. And this is why it's imperative that you get the understanding of health and wellness, and a better life is around health and wellness. There's no way in the world that you can be like this guy right here, okay? This guy right here, which I'm not knocking, but
Higgins,
he's
you know
there
what I'm
teaching in the
talking about.
churches.
God done brought us through a many a
Okay,
days and a many a trial.
okay, listen
But
to
I
this.
want you all to realize whatever you're going through, wherever you are, there's always a word from the Lord.
Now,
And
now, now, I want to ask you guys, what is a word gonna do if you're sick? What's a word gonna do if you ain't got your mind right? If you're continuing to eat bad foods, if you're continuing to poison your body with toxic chemicals, what's a word going to do for you when you have the power within you to make a change, to stop eating the way you've been eating, to stop thinking the way you've been thinking, to stop being and acting the way you've been so accustomed to? We all have the power to change our lives, but many lack the resilience to make that first step. This man right here that I'm looking at, that I'm not going to mention his name at all, okay, is someone who is preaching to people but isn't preaching to himself. Okay? Because there's no reason why you should be doing this to your body. Okay? This is low frequency foods that this man is eating and he's preaching to people, okay? And not doing his own preaching to himself. I really hope people can just get the knowledge and the information that I've given here in this almost 40-minute video to share with you, to take time out of my very busy schedule, okay, to share with you my thoughts and give you facts on a bit of health and the air. The water, you guys should already know they're fluoridating the water, you know, pharmaceuticals in the water supply, which decalcifies your third eye, by the way. Okay, anything with fluoride, you want to stay away. You know, fluoridated toothpaste, water, tap water, you want to stay away from. Start detoxing so you can have your spiritual eye activate so you can see what's really going on. That way you don't continue to be bamboozled by many people who are bamboozling you right now. Take control of your life, take control of your health, get your mind right, get your bodies right, guys. Because if you don't, you're going to be another statistic. I hope you find some value in this and leave your commentary below. I'll leave the links as promised so you can get all the sources. And once again, do your own research. Research isn't complicated. Take some time out of your busy schedules as well and find out what's going on. A classic book I'll leave you with before I go. Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About by Kevin Trudeau. He exposed a lot of information back in the 2001, 2002, 2003, I believe it was, when I got his book. And that's what opened up my eyes to the food, the pharmaceutical industries, governments. I wish you guys the very best always. Peace.